Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to be trying out products that I picked up during the Sephora savings event, and I'm also going to be using other makeup products in my collection. So if you'd like to find out more, then just keep watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. All right, first things first, guys. Gotta put some on my lips. This is something I picked up from Ulta, and I have been using this product. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. This one is peachy beige. It's just a nude color. And I just wanted to put something on my lips, and that was what was laying right in front of me. I do have a Fix Plus. This is something I picked up from Ulta, 21 Days of Beauty. Nothing really new. I just re-upped on it. My body is actually very much so lighter than my face. Gotta keep this in my collection at all times, so I'm glad I was able to re-up on that. It just really helps to hydrate the skin and prep it for makeup. I didn't pick up a new primer from Sephora. This is my Milk Primer from Beekman 1802. It's also a sunscreen. It has SPF 35 in it, and this one is actually a new one. I straightened my hair this weekend, guys, because I just wanted to get my hair trimmed. Several of you probably are here and have come to my channel from watching my keratin treatment videos. It's great that you all found me that way, but a keratin treatment is not something that I'm always going to be putting in my hair. So I can't just keep like filming keratin treatment videos because you put it in, it lasts a while. But just so you know, so this is, I will give you that update. This is what my hair looks like after many months. I posted my video on my Answer keratin treatment back in November. It's been 6 months and I have not put another keratin treatment in. And this is what my hair looks like. Now, mind you, it is starting to wear off. Like my ends are getting curly, and you can kind of tell from my previous videos how curly my hair looks. So the curls are starting to come back on the bottom more so than the top. Actually, the top is a little bit more kind of relaxed than the bottom curls. Even though the keratin is wearing off of my hair, it was really simple to blow dry my hair and straighten it this time. I just needed to trim my ends. It had been a while, and I like for my hair to be straight when I get it trimmed, because sometimes people just don't get it right with my curly hair and they cut too much hair. So I want to use my Victoria Beckham primer today. This one is in golden, and this is a priming, I think, moisturizer, but it has like the most beautiful like tint, and I just want to add a little bit, and I'm gonna like concentrate it more in my like cheek areas here, and then put a little here just in those high points. But it adds the most beautiful glow to the skin. So that was why I wanted to use 2 primers today. I can't get it together. It's raining outside and I just feel like I want to go to bed. Both of these primers are absolutely wonderful. The first one is great because it has the sunscreen in it. This one has a moisturizer, but also adds that radiance, but still keeps your makeup on. So fantastic. A little bit pricey, but so worth it. I have a couple of foundations over here that I love, but I think I'm going to go with my L'Oreal True Match today. This one is in N7, and it's like a perfect match. Okay, so it's Memorial Day weekend, and in North Carolina, it is like 60-something degrees and rainy, and has been all weekend. What do you do when it's raining? You might as well film. All right, this is my Shiseido face polishing brush. And love this foundation, y'all. Just watch it disappear. A lot has been going on with me lately. I mean, when I say a lot, my life isn't always that eventful, so it feels like a lot. One thing that I haven't shared that happened back in March is my grandmother passed away. And this is my maternal grandmother, and I think there was a period of time when I wasn't filming a lot, and there was just a lot going on with my family, and we were kind of dealing with that. It was sort of sudden, but not sudden. She's been in a nursing home, I think maybe a little under a year. She was doing okay, and she was like taking day trips and leaving. When I say doing well, she's been bedridden during that time too, and hasn't been able to get out of the bed, but she's been able to like leave this facility in a wheelchair and that kind of thing. And so in that way, she's been doing okay. The nurses came back to check on her, and she was unresponsive. And so that was really sudden. Probably the first 10 years of my life, I lived in her home. My mom and I lived with her before we moved out. So with her and my grandfather. So, you know, I was close to her. But in recent years, I hadn't been able to spend as much time with her as I would have liked. I don't live where she is, and so I just wasn't able to spend as much time as I would like to. Just using this to kind of conceal some dark places I have, a few blemishes. This isn't a blemish, it's a mark that's left behind because of a blemish. And this is a RCMA 5-part series palette. This one is in the shade Shinto. It's just like a palette that has like multi-purpose. It can be foundation, it can be concealer, whatever you need it to be. And I purchased it from Beautylish. But anyway, it was just very sad. She was 98 years old. It's hard to know when to talk about it here on YouTube because I don't want to depress people. So I just felt like a Get Ready With Me would be a better time for me to mention it to you guys that I've had that loss in my family. But we're getting through it. Miss her a lot, but I know she's in a better place because she really wasn't happy living in that facility. So we're gonna move on. I'm gonna move on past that so that I don't get upset. The next thing I want to talk about is this concealer. So this is the Prisme Libre Skin Caring Concealer. You know, I also purchased the Bobbi Brown concealer, and because that one is not a new release, I have gone ahead and started using that one, and it is really good, just so you know. This one is in the shade N312, and let's see what it says about this. It says Prisme Libre Skin Caring Concealer, 24-hour correction, 24-hour wear, hydration, and radiance. The Prisme Libre Skin Caring Concealer corrects dark circles, redness, and imperfections for an even, luminous complexion. Its refreshing texture is enriched with some type of extract, I'll write it on the screen, and cornflower complex to guarantee comfort and hydration. Signs of fatigue fade away. The eye area complexion are brightened. Day after day, the quality and radiance of eye contour are improved. Medium to high buildable coverage. I have a color corrector over here that I wanted to use, but I'm not going to use it because I want to be sure. I want to see how this covers by itself. Buildable, medium buildable coverage has got quite a few claims, so let's see how it does. The color of this one, I think this is going to be a perfect shade. So I can't wait to see what this looks like. And I do have a beauty blender over here, but I might need to wet it again. Seems like it's drying up a little bit on me. All right. Oh, yes. Oh, this feels great. Oh my goodness. It feels really creamy just without even doing anything else with it. Feels great. I think this will work, y'all. Okay, so let's start off with the beauty blender. Definitely sheared it out. Let's try the brush on the other side here. And lately, I use a brush more than I do a beauty blender with my complexion products. We'll try both to see how it works with both. I think it's a little more full coverage on this side. Okay, but all right, we're gonna use the beauty blender to just do the nose area. It is covering really well though, but it looks like I don't have anything on. Let's add a little bit more and see if it'll build up. I think I'm gonna use the brush to do this second amount. And I'm not gonna continue to add a lot. I'm just gonna stop probably with that second application, because sometimes I will keep adding and then it does get too cakey looking. So it is what it is. I'll take whatever coverage it gives me and move on. I like the coverage that I'm seeing. It's pretty good, and I like the way it looks. Like right now it's not looking cakey, which is great. I love the packaging of this. So far so good. Let's see how it works with powder. Let's see how it plays with powder. I've really been feeling the Pat McGrath. This is the Yano series brush. You can purchase this at Beautylish, and it is the number 5. I'm going to use this brush to apply the Pat McGrath eye powder, and this one is in medium. And it took me a while to really love this powder, but I just picked it back up not too long ago and kind of fell in love. I fell in love with this powder. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's gonna really smooth out the under eye here. Powder, no powder. You still see that glow right there. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm gonna cover up a little bit of it, but it will peek through. I love this. Oh my gosh. So I'm loving my under eyes right now. Oh my goodness. So I just added that little bit of Pat McGrath. What I have been doing is adding a little bit of this first, and then I still follow with a loose powder, because I have a new loose powder that I want to try. During the sale, I picked up the Huda Easy Bake Loose Powder in Cherry Blossom. It doesn't tell me on the box, but from what I remember reading about this one, it's going to kind of give you that brightening effect. A whole lot of it has already come out in shipping, I guess. We're gonna start with my little small brush, and we're going to just apply it here, a little small amount over my Pat McGrath. We're just gonna bake a little bit, but not too much. I'm wondering if I'm going to even be able to tell the difference. I use this powder in banana bread. So am I going to notice anything with it being pink instead? I don't know. I can tell it's pink as I'm applying it, but is it going to really matter later? And I'm going to put it all over just because I'm curious to see if I can. All right, this is like a Real Techniques Instapot brush. I just grabbed it. This one I grab for powder. The moment of truth with this powder will be at the end. We'll see how I look at the end. The one thing to keep in mind with the Huda powder is that it does have a light fragrance, but that doesn't stop me. This is the Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown. I'm just going to complete my brows off camera, and I'll be right back. Y'all, a lot came out of this, and you don't need this much. This is the Anastasia eye base, like the eyeshadow primer, and you just need such a small amount. Spread that out, and we will take my beauty blender over in a moment. But this is the best eyeshadow base, and it wasn't my favorite. I really like the Urban Decay, but I just feel like this is so good. It just doesn't budge. So good. Let's zoom in a little bit, y'all. I have an eyeshadow palette, and remember I didn't buy any during the sale. Just didn't need one, so I'm just going to use this Mario palette today and do like a matte, a very simple matte eyeshadow look. I never showed the mirror. It kind of helps me when I'm filming to not have the mirror showing. I don't know if anybody has noticed it yet, but I've lost a little bit of weight. I wouldn't say it's a ton of weight. It's not a ton of weight loss, just a little. Probably about 20 pounds. I need to lose 30 more. So I'm taking Ozempic. And honestly, the reason that I'm taking it is more because I'm pre-diabetic than anything else. I'd seen those commercials on television for months and never really paid it any attention. And then I think maybe I got my physical, and I kind of go back and forth between being pre-diabetic. Sometimes my numbers drop and it's not so bad, and then other times it goes up. And so I was in a pre-diabetic phase, and I think the numbers were kind of going up. Like, it not only was I pre-diabetic, it was more. My number was higher, closer to diabetic than I wanted to be. So I just asked my doctor, would I be a good candidate for that, for Ozempic, for that reason? And would my insurance cover it if I'm pre-diabetic but not diabetic? And my insurance does cover it. I'm going to just do one of my favorite eyeshadow looks, where I just take a lighter brown and just start off lighter and then go medium tone and just keep building until the deeper shade is below. Like, we'll just keep doing that. So we'll go in with maybe this one next. So I have been on Ozempic now since, I guess, December maybe was when I started. So it's kind of moved slow for me, but it's my own fault. Like, as far as the weight loss part, because I haven't really been doing anything else to try to lose weight either. I've just been taking that, and it works wonders, like, without you even doing anything to assist it. It really does work really well. If you're using it to reach weight loss goals, you really got to help it out a little bit more and, like, watch what you're eating and exercise. I have watched what I was eating, but I haven't added the exercise piece, and I haven't totally restricted myself as far as my diet. I'm not on a really strict diet. I'm just eating like I normally eat, except eating less of it. The Ozempic really makes you feel full, and you don't really want to eat a lot. It just fills you up, and it has very minimal side effects, in my opinion. I'm mentioning it in this Get Ready With Me because you may have noticed it, but I didn't want to, like, do a full-on video about it because I don't want to be the spokesperson of Ozempic. But I just wanted you guys to know, if you've noticed that I'm losing weight, that's why. I kind of want this, maybe this brown. Let's try this one next. It's doing something to help your body, like your body processes food differently on Ozempic. So the most you're going to really experience are some type of tummy issues, whether it be feeling a little bit nauseated or constipation. And sometimes some people experience diarrhea. I haven't experienced that. So it's just like you may experience a little bit of tummy issues from time to time, but really that's about it. And that's not even all the time. It's amazing what it does. And it's approved for long term, like you can use it for a long time. I don't want to be somebody that is dependent on, I don't know. I know I'm supposed to do better. I guess I know that I should be doing more for myself as far as being healthy. But I also know that for this to work, I feel like, some of us, just the way our body digests food and it's just what it is. Some of us just have more issues than other people do. Some people are more prone to gain weight and process food a certain way than others. Some people can eat all the sugar and all the bad food they want to, and it just falls right off of them, and they have no negative impact. Where some of us, you eat one ice cream cone and gain 5 pounds, or that's what it feels like. Your body just handles food differently. So I kind of feel like this sort of helps in that regard, helps your body process food a little differently. I'm not a medical person, so I know I'm not telling everything that I'm supposed to be saying about it. For people who really want to know what it does, you can read about it. I've read it several times, but it's so much medical information that it's sort of hard for me to kind of keep it in my head what it's doing. but it does just alter how your body like processes sugar and things like that. And it also, again, makes you feel full, so then that causes weight loss. So anyway, if you're noticing that I've lost a few pounds, that's what it is. But I still want to lose like 30 more, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more work in order to get there. I'm going to have to help myself. Now I'm using this color, guys. Got a lot of blending to do. But like, it's so funny, a lot of people that I work with are on something. They're either on a Ozempic or Wegovy. And I'm like, us fat Americans want to eat whatever we want to eat and be on a drug to lose it. But that's not what I'm doing. But that's what it feels like. We're just terrible. We should be doing better as a society. I do this makeup look a lot. It doesn't usually take me a long time to do. I'm spending a little bit more time on it because I'm being leisure with my makeup application. But when I am doing this for work, I actually go really quickly. And this is sort of the look that I create a lot. I think I need to put a little bit of, just a smidgen of the black along my lash line too. Just a little bit, but not too much. Okay, we're gonna go back into this one right here, the transition shade, and just make sure there are no harsh lines up here, top. I do this same look with the purple palette, the Anastasia palette that I have, and I love it. Even though I have on purple today, I wasn't gonna use that again today. But I do the same thing with that purple palette and love how it looks. With purple, it's so pretty. I gotta do something underneath my lash line, don't I? We're not gonna put too much. I'm not gonna put like the black. I'm just gonna put a few of the other shades. I'm tired. I'm tired and I just got started. I just think the Mario palette is one of those staple palettes that if you like mattes and just sort of like contouring your eye, I just think this is a good palette to have in your collection. You know, just to contour the eye, put a simple look together, and go. I'm gonna stop here with the eyes. I'm gonna apply liner and lashes, and I will be back. Okay, I forgot. I'm trying out the Lancome Idôle mascara. So let's try this one. It's this mascara right here. Never tried this before, so let's see what she looks like. And then I'll add some lashes here. It has a curved wand. It's not normally my taste, but I think it was one of the 21 Days of Beauty mascaras that was on sale, and so I picked it up because I like the Monsour Big, so I figured I might like this. Wow, actually it's not bad. I have really short lashes, so that's already problem number one. And then I have on liner, so it's kind of hard to see my lashes, but this is actually not bad. I like that it's grabbing the lashes and separating them. I'm liking that. Nice. I'm going to try it on my lower lashes, even though it looks like it probably won't work, but I'll do that in a moment. Alright, I'm going to use this. I'm really feeling Lancome today, I guess. This is like a lash primer. Can't remember what they call this, but if you don't have very thick, long, luxurious lashes, this is going to help you so much because it just lengthens and just makes your lashes actually visible. I just use it a lot on my lower lashes. Otherwise, they would be non-existent. When I'm doing this part, it's hard to talk. One of the reasons why I like to do everything off camera, because you just have to be so focused. So let's see if this will work. I'm scared. It's doing okay. I don't have my lovely fan brush that I like to use to dust off powder, so we'll just take this Surat Beauty crazy expensive brush and just kind of dust it off. It's ridiculous, y'all. I'm also trying out a Divine bronzer from Pat McGrath Labs. This one is in the shade Bronze Divinity. So here we go. I have swatched it. So pretty. We're using my Refer 22 brush this time. So we're just gonna pick up a little bit here. Ooh. And when I swatched it previously, I could really see this sort of reddish tint. Definitely a different color bronzer than others that I own. Very pigmented, y'all. You don't need much. This brush must have picked up quite a bit. We'll go back over this a little bit. So let's do a little bit this time. Wow. Oh, I like the color. I don't know that I have anything like this. I think maybe I have a Lawless bronzer that sort of looks a little bit like this. And it does seem to be matte. I'm not sure how it's described. I don't see any kind of luminous appearance. It is going on quite matte and adding a nice color, but it's definitely a different color. So I like it. It's different. What do y'all think? I definitely think this shade can work for people who are darker than me. But like in my skin tone, as you can tell, like I have more of a neutral skin tone, but I also kind of have like yellows in my skin tone. Once I watch this back, I'll know, did this look pretty with my complexion or not? Because it doesn't look like some of the darker areas that I have in my skin, it's not like it is matching that brown. It's like two different color browns. It's not like it's just bringing back my natural color. It's adding a completely different color. So that's this shade. And I'm not sure if maybe like a lighter shade would have worked for me, or if this is my option. Like this is the option for someone my complexion, but does it kind of bring out the right tones in my skin? I don't know. I like it. It's pretty so far, but I'll have to kind of watch it back, see what I think at the end. So that's what Bronze Divinity looks like. All right, now we're on to blush. This is Haus Labs by Lady Gaga in Dragon Fruit Days. So let's give this one a go. I have opened this and it does like collect fingerprints really badly, but it's a beautiful compact. All right, and that's what this looks like. So here we go. This is another Refer brush. This is Refer 05. And the brush had a little bit of color on the bristles, but you should be able to see this pink here. And I'm going in lightly. Oh. I'm just going to do this one cheek and then we can compare to my other cheek. And this is sort of a cool pink. I like it. What do you guys think? No blush? Blush. This is really pretty. I like this. I felt like I would. All right. And this is sort of matte, but almost a natural finish though. It's matte. I don't see like a lot of glow, but it's still like, I don't know, natural kind of looking. This is woman of color friendly for sure. I think looks really good on deeper skin, but I've seen people with lighter skin use this as well, and it's really pretty on them too. Okay, that's a good purchase so far. We'll see how it wears all day. Before I continue, I want to take a little buffing brush and let me just buff in some of these edges a little bit before I like apply highlighter. It just sort of buffs the edges in and softens them. I'm going to take a little bit of my Mario stick here and just contour my nose a little. I'm going to contour my nose and I'll be right back. I'm going to use my same highlighter I've been using, which is my Rare Beauty highlighter. So you saw that everybody knows Tina Turner passed away. As we get older and people that we grew up watching, because of course she's much older than I am, but I grew up watching her on the Grammys, and I think I was maybe in middle school when What's Love Got to Do With It came out. And it was as if she was kind of being reintroduced to a whole new generation, I think, when that song came out. As life goes on and people leave us, like my grandmother, it's like life just starts to change. Life changes right before your eyes. This is in the shade Exhilarate, by the way. And you have this like brief moment in time where, or at least I have always felt like there's a moment in time where everything sort of stays the same unless someone leaves you suddenly. Like there's a brief moment in time where you're like a teenager or a young adult and your grandparents are still alive. All of your like great uncles and aunts are still alive, and the family unit sort of feels the same. And then there comes a time when it begins to change and people start to leave, and you start losing those great, like my grandmother's sister and brother and people like that start to leave you. And then before you know it, like my mom and her generation are the elders. Like my grandmother was the matriarch. My aunt is like the oldest living relative in our family. It's just weird how that changes. And then when that generation leaves us, then I'm in the oldest generation in my family. As artists start to leave you as well, it's just significant. You just realize that time just continues to go on. So make the most of life. Make the most of your life because it's short. This is the shade Malt. This is an Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner. And you guys know I talk about Foxy Brown by Charlotte Tilbury all the time. Lately I've been using the Victoria Beckham shade. I think it's number 5 is the shade. Love that. It like does not move. It stays on your lips. Even when the lipstick wears off, the liner will still be there. So I really love that. But I'm just looking for others that I can love as well. So let's see how this one goes. It's nice. It's kind of reminding me of a Deep Dive. Deep Dive is a shade by Pat McGrath. And it's like a brown, but it's darker and has more of the red tints in it. It doesn't look like a neutral brown, but that's okay. It's still brown, so we'll go with it. This is a sample from Valentino, and 100R is what it says on the sample. And since I got it during the sale, I figured I'd try this out. I like the Valentino lips. I keep getting them in samples, and I really like that. So this is like a pink, guys. Ooh. Oh, this is pretty. Super creamy. Ooh. Ooh, I just got a little pouty lip here. Having a Shayla moment. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all know Makeup Shayla. Let's like kind of overline them a little bit today. I'm loving this lip combo. I'm going to put a little bit of Exhilarate in my inner corner here. I feel like I need a little something to go with my matte look. Yeah. Whew. Wow. This is Aura, and it's a little pale nude color. So we'll see. I'm only going to put a little bit of this on, and then I'm going to put my in the buff shade on because I don't want to take away the pink that I see, but I'm going to put a little bit in the center here of Aura, just a little bit. In the buff, here we go. I'm going to add a little bit of gold shimmery shine. See, I think it looks okay. Let's go ahead and set. I like to give a quick rundown about everything that's on my face and what I'm feeling as far as first impressions, as far as like the new products, okay? So let's just talk about some of these new products that I have on and what I think about them so far. So starting with the concealer, I really like how my under eyes look right now. Like I am not seeing a whole lot of like accenting of my more mature under eyes. I think that it covered well enough. I can see a little bit of a shadow, just the slightest little bit of a shadow, which is where something like a color corrector for me will come in handy. This one is the color corrector by Charlotte Tilbury that I really enjoy. This is the number 3, and this is really good at helping any of my concealers because I have more significant dark circles. So it's just what it is. My dark circles stand out. But even with that being said, this did a really good job of covering them with just the 2 applications. It is spot on and like really comfortable under my eye, very creamy, natural looking, natural feeling. It doesn't feel like I added concealer. So A+. This is good. This is by Givenchy, Prisme Libre. This is good. Remember now, I do have on this powder from Pat McGrath, so I do have that on as well. So far, I really like this pink powder. I am noticing like I have this concealer on, like, you know, have the concealer on actually, and by the way, the color is actually really good too. It's a really great color, I think, for me. Not too bright, and yet like it's a couple of shades lighter than my foundation, so that's wonderful. But I'm seeing like, I don't know if it's the concealer or the powder that is really picking up the light a lot right here in my forehead, and that's not a bad thing. It's just picking up light. It's a brightening powder, and I've used a concealer for brightening, so that's sort of the vibe I'm getting. I think it looks great. Not having any issues with it whatsoever. The mascara is really good. I do have on lashes, but it did a good job of coating my lashes. I liked how it grabbed my lashes. Let's just see how it wears on a daily basis when I wear this. This is again the Lancome Idôle Lash Mascara, but I enjoyed using it today for today's video. So very good there. The bronzer was also new, and I like how the final look turned out. It does, I think, pull red, and I mentioned that when I swatched it, and so I was expecting it once I swatched it that it would look a little bit red on me. It is dark enough and deep enough for my skin tone. The question is, am I gonna really like this color? So far, the look that I created today looks good. I am gonna, like, when I get up, I'm gonna look in the mirror and see how it blends with my skin tone. But any of you who use this, just be prepared. It pulls more red and not neutral and not warm either. Just has more of a red tint to it. So it just depends on what you're looking for as far as your bronzer. I don't know that all of the Pat McGrath bronzers were that way. Like when I saw the different shades online, I don't know that all of them were kind of reddish in tone, but this particular one, Bronze Divinity, is. So just FYI. I really like this. I think this is a beautiful blush. I did add a little bit more after I kind of finished the look and sprayed my setting spray to make sure that you could see this. It actually on my cheeks looks a lot like the Love Struck shade that I have as well by Pat McGrath. It's very similar to that, but it's a cool pink color. It is pigmented, so it will work really well if you have deeper skin. If you use a lighter hand, I'm sure it will work well with fair skin. I have seen some people try it on who have fair skin as well. Even though it looks really hot pink in the pan, it is a very wearable shade. I like the formula so far. I like how it looks on my cheeks. I think it's beautiful. So yes, I wouldn't mind picking up another one in another shade. So really like that. The compact is beautiful as well. I will never run out of blush though, because that's a lot of blush. I'll never use it all, but that's beautiful. Love this lip liner. I really like this shade of lip liner. It still doesn't take the place of Foxy Brown, but my Victoria Beckham has taken the place of my Foxy Brown. It is a very similar shade to Foxy Brown and looks gorgeous on. So definitely love the Victoria Beckham shade, even better than this one. But this is a gorgeous shade. It is brown. It is another option that I have for lip liners. Again, this one is in the shade Malt. So I will enjoy wearing this. It was easy to use. I enjoyed it. We'll have to wear it for a little bit longer to see how long it stays on the lips and how well it wears. But so far, so good. This is just a little sample. It's just a little sample. But I really like the Valentino lipsticks. This is the second sample that I have picked up from this brand. So very, very creamy, silky, creamy lipstick. So definitely one to try if you have not tried the Valentino lipsticks. So gorgeous stick. It's a pink lipstick, but it doesn't look very pink with my brown lip liner. It just kind of gave me a very nude look, but beautiful. I topped it with these two glosses because these were also purchases from the sale, so I wanted to try them on. I didn't put very much of either on. I don't really know how I feel about Aura. I'm gonna keep trying it. I mean, I paid $50 some for this, so I'm gonna keep wearing it. But I really liked the shade Ravish, and I purchased this one because Ravish is no longer available. It is just okay to me. The shade itself, I just like it okay. But I will continue to wear it. And then, of course, you guys know this is my second time purchasing in the buff. People who have been with me a while know that I live between two homes and I only get to film and post videos on YouTube on the weekends. I wish that I was able to do it more often than I am able to post. So it's just hard working such a demanding job. I work in education and I'm in leadership, but it's hard working in a demanding field and keeping up a YouTube channel. But I'm trying to hang in there for as long as I can. I'm trying, guys, but it is really difficult. It's really difficult to do. I'm hoping that this summer I'll have a little bit more time for filming. I have on the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and guys, even though this is not new today, it's new, fairly new to my collection, and this is worth checking out. Even if you're not usually a drugstore foundation wearer, this is just, it's too affordable not to go pick this up. It is just such a beautiful, gorgeous foundation that I highly recommend that you guys try this one out. It is so wonderful. So thank you so much for joining me for today's video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.